Pretty much everyone and their mother knows that Sir Patrick Stewart is coming back to Trek, so he and all of us can finally say farewell to Captain Jean-Luc Picard. And almost as soon as his announcement finished, the internet was flooded with theories and rumors surrounding what this new series will entail and be about. So let's try to cut through the fanfiction bullshit and zero in on what we know for sure and make the best possible educated guess. First up, we have what it was said by Sir Pat Stew during the announcement event at Star Trek Las Vegas. It was stated that Picard, quote, may not, and I stress may not, be a captain anymore, and that he'll be someone who has been changed by years that have passed. Next bit, we have facts coming from Sir Pat Stew's Twitter and Instagram accounts, where he shared his desire to, quote, research and experience what comforting and reforming light Jean-Luc Picard might shine on these often very dark times. And finally, we know that CBS, in the wake of this announcement, filed trademark patents with the U.S. Trademark Office for two new Trek shows entitled Star Trek Destiny and Star Trek Reliant. So this naturally begs the question, which show is for Stewart and which is for an unidentified Trek project? The Reliant show is most likely related to the USS Reliant, made popular during Star Trek Wrath of Khan. And while a young Jean-Luc Picard did serve aboard the USS Reliant as an ensign, I believe we can rule out this show as being a possibility because Stewart himself is heavily implying that Picard will be past his time as a captain and most likely in the twilight of his life. So I think it's fair to assume that the Destiny show is going to be the home of Jean-Luc Picard's final appearance. Now the next question is, what the heck is this show going to be about? Obviously nothing official has been released, but we do have some good details to go off of that might shed some light into the show's potential plotlines. You see, Star Trek Destiny is already a thing. It's a trilogy book written by David Mack and released in 2008. It just so happens that this trilogy features Jean-Luc Picard very prominently as he faces off against his mortal enemy, the Borg. I really recommend checking out these books as they are very good, but the gist of the story revolves around the NX-02 Columbia's crew stumbling upon an isolationist alien race known as the Kaliar, I don't know how to pronounce it. After that, the Kaliar refused to let the crew leave and return to Earth. The Makos aboard the Columbia attempt to take over one of the Kaliar's floating cities. Something goes wrong, and the planet that all the cities are located on explodes. Only 3 city ships survive, with the city ship Mantillus crashing somewhere deep in the Delta Quadrant. The remaining Mako officers continue to struggle against the surviving Kaliar, but eventually they are forcibly fused together, creating the very first Borg. Because this ship was sent over 4,000 years into the past, this would be the beginning of a self-fulfilling causality loop. Jump back into Picard time, and the Federation is almost completely wiped out by a massive Borg invasion. It's only with the help of different surviving Kaliar and an almost immortal Captain Hernandez of the Columbia that they are able to defeat the Borg Queens and free the Borg forever from the Collective. Now, this story may be too complex for straight-up television adaptation, and I honestly just did a really poor job of trying to give you the plot lines over 3 massive books that have interweaving story elements, but I could easily see the Federation calling Picard back into action against a renewed Borg threat. It's possible that Picard could replace the ultimate sacrifice of Captain Hernandez and re-assimilate himself into the Collective to defeat the Borg Queens once and for all himself. But honestly, that's just some kind of fanfiction shit right there. Who knows exactly what the show's going to be about or what we're going to see, but I do believe that Picard will most likely give up his life to save others at some point in the show. And I swear to God, if anybody makes a comment about how Picard show is in the JJ verse, then you're going to get banned to the Phantom Zone. Wait, the Phantom Zone's not even Star Trek.
Picard went home, back to France, after being rescued from the Borg. It was, I think, the 2nd episode of season 4, or was it 3? In any case,